Okay, so these are the Lexip ceramic feet that I wanted to show off that I got a couple months ago actually. I've been using them for a while. I've seen, different reviews before I got them and wanted to give my perspective on them. So I'm just gonna talk about them really. I would recommend watching other types of reviews, not just mine, if you really want to know if you want these, if these are for you or not. But all I can say is these here are probably the fastest and probably the ones that are gonna last the longest out of any mouse feet that I've ever used. There are a few problems with it, and I'll mention that. But what I want to say is when I first got these, because I used them on the G Pro, and I wasn't able to put them all on them. I only used two, so I used two only in the front, because that's good enough for me, and that works for my mouse. But I was looking at other people who used these on Reddit and forums and stuff, and some people said they had sanded them down. So I thought what they meant was they sanded these mouse feet down. So I tried all different types of sand pads, and none of them were able to sand these down. So one, that should tell you how amazing these are. Because yeah, but little did I know they meant to sand down like sand holes or whatever here in the mouse, in the actual mouse. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that because wouldn't even know if I like to use all of them, or maybe I would only like a few. So I didn't do that. But the reason I use two are for two reasons. One, because they didn't work on the mouse pad that I use. If I put more than two, they didn't work on my Zowie GSR, which is my main mouse pad. It's a really slow, high friction mouse pad. And the reason I bought these because I heard that they were fast and they last pretty much a very long time. These are more likely to damage your hard mouse pad. From what I've heard, I don't have any hard mouse pads, so I can't test them, but from what I've read, they're most likely to damage your hard mouse pad than the mouse pad actually damaging your feet. So that's why I say to look at other reviews, talk about that. Maybe they use hard mouse pads. I don't. But I used all of these when I first got them. I had put them all on, and my mouse wouldn't track my G Pro wireless. So I was kind of upset, and I was like, well, it said it worked with all mouse. So I ended up trying other mouse pads, and it did work on this mouse pad right here. This is not the one I'm using, but I did use it to test it out a couple months ago when I first got them, because like I said, I was upset. If you have an artisan pad, this one's the FX0 X Soft. I don't know if the other versions of softness will work, but the X Soft on any artisan pad will work with these feet. I'm pretty sure on any mouse. I've tried it on the G Pro wireless. I've tried it on the G903 wireless, the G703 wireless, the Razer Trinity G502, and another Razer, the Razer Death Adder, I think, and I think I have one more. Oh yeah, the Zowie. I don't know which one, the Divina series. I tried it on that, and it worked on this mouse pad. Some of the mouses didn't work on other mouse pads, and some did. Like this, the 703 worked on all mouse pads for me. I just had to, because you can change the lift-off distance on it, and on the G Hero sensor you can't. So you have to, if you're gonna use all the feet, you have to use a certain type of mouse pad. It has to be like the squishy kind, like this FX0 X Soft, which is why I'm assuming that when I use all these feet on this, it actually works, because I guess it kind of sinks in. I don't feel it sinking in, but when you push in, you do feel it. But like when I'm aiming, I don't feel it push in. But still, I'm assuming that's why it works with all 6 feet. I will say though, that if you're planning on using it on any of the Logitech G Hero sensors, that not to use 6 of them, even if you have one of these mouse pads, because it works, but it still feels kind of, I don't know, it feels weird. You're gonna have to try it out for yourself. I would only recommend using 4 of these. Feels the best. When you use 6, I feel like it's not tracking right. It tracks, but it just doesn't feel normal. You could get used to it, but if you're nitpicky like me, it's just not something that I would want to get used to. It's just awkward unless you can like double up mouse pads, because I have 2 of these. One is the Hein and one is the Zero, which is this one. and they both track, but I don't know, it just feels weird. Second of all, it's too fast for me. If I use all of them, I don't want to use all of them. It's just way too fast. So that's my main reason why I use 2, because it's perfect for my GSR. Because it's a little, like I said, the GSR is really sticky. It's a really sticky mouse pad. And whenever I use it on the GSR, my problem with the GSR was that I'm not able to track people well. I can flick really well playing on a low sensitivity, like if you're playing CSGO or other games that require like flicking, or even Overwatch when you're sniping and you're just flicking shots. Like any type of game, I'm good at flicking, or very long distance shots where like you don't really have to keep moving your mouse like this to track. It's like when I swipe, you know, it's easier than to like make micro adjustments on the GSR, the black version. So I was always looking for another mouse pad that's bigger than the GSR, as slow as the GSR though, but there isn't one. Or maybe something just a little bit slower, but I never found my perfect mouse pad. So I got these, that's why I got these feet. And when I put these 2, I might end up taking one of them off and leaving one. But so far, I really love it. I've been using it for 4 months, and I really love these just 2 feet. I'm able to track now with the GSR because it gives it that little extra glide that I need. That doesn't make it feel, it's still sticky, but it's so much easier to move that the mouse pad with these feet just feel amazing to me. Like it takes less effort to track. So I don't know, it's a feeling. If you guys use the GSR, you guys know what I'm talking about, how it feels sticky and like hard to move, but it's really good. Like if you're like me, your hands shake a lot, if you get nervous in certain situations. But that's why I use 2, and I love them, and I've been using 2. If I can't use any more on the GSR because it doesn't track at all, it doesn't move, and I can use 6 of them on this, but like I said, it feels awkward. So yeah. Now the glide, I really don't know how to test the glide. You should look at this reviewer. I forgot his name, but there's a really good reviewer that talks about these mouse feet, and he does a nice, you know, glide test with this equipment that he has for it. So you guys should check him out. I will link it down below though, so you guys can check it out, the glide. But yeah, it's not going to work on a lot of mouse pads. They're $20 if you want to invest, or if you have extra change that you want to spend and try them and see if they work. But if you're going to try them on different mouse, I recommend getting some kind of double-sided tape, because it only comes with, you know, one for each. And I had to use some other type of tape because I was taking them on and off and switching them to different mouses to try them out. And I was testing them on a whole lot of mouse pads. But I can guarantee that they'll work on any Artisan X Soft pads. If they're mid or hard, I don't know if they're going to work on like soft or mid. I don't know if they'll work, but on the X Soft Artisan pads, they'll work. They won't work on a Logitech mouse pad. I tried it. They won't work on the Glide 38. I tried it with the G Pro, or with the Hero sensor. They won't work. Now, if your mouse has like you can change the lift-off distance, it's most likely going to work if you can change the lift-off distance. Because what happens is these make the mouse like lift off from the ground. They're a little bit bigger, like taller. So these don't really touch, like especially the front. And I'm assuming that the sensor's touching and the back is touching. So it's like my mouse is probably like this a little bit. I mean, I don't really feel it, but it's like that. So I'm assuming that's why my sensor can read on the GSR. Plus I put it on top of this to make it a little bit more squishy. If it helps a little bit, I don't know, but that's what I've been doing. And it works perfectly, and 2's enough for me. Some people might not want to use 2 because it's not really symmetrical at all. Like you don't have anything back here, and it's kind of, I don't feel the slanting or anything, but I would assume logically that since these are higher than this, it's not going to even touch this one at all. It's going to be touching this. So that's just what I assume, and that's why my sensor still works. So yeah, try them out for yourself. I'll link the website down below where I got them from. $20 is what I paid for them. They're a little expensive, but if they last forever and they work on a mouse that you have or a mouse pad, then that's awesome. Because I mean, $20 for a one-time thing instead of always replacing mouse pads. Instead of always replacing mouse feet. Now, the only problem is you have to test them out on a hard pad, because like I said, I don't know if it'll damage your hard pad. I heard these most likely will. You're going to have to try them to see if they will, because that's still expensive. If your hard pad's gonna get damaged, then yeah. But if you're using like any type of soft, maybe even the glide, any like silicone or any like hybrid mouse pad, these will probably be perfect, because that'd probably be the fastest you can hit without going to a hard pad. You can use these, and then you can use like the Glide 38 or something mixed within that, or maybe you can use the Zero and maybe it'll be fast enough. It just depends what you're looking for. Everyone's looking for something different. I think I found my main stuff to go to if I ever get another mouse. Like if they ever make any other like wireless mouse that's lighter or something, yeah, I might switch. But for now, this is always going to be my main mouse, and this is probably going to be the main feet that I use. I don't see no reason to switch anything. Maybe I'll switch the back of these, because I know these touch. These are control mouse feet from Hotlines, I think. I'll review these sometime, but I don't know. We'll see. But so far, I've been loving it. Like I said, been a couple of months, 4 probably around there. And yeah, it's been amazing. So like I said, I'll link the videos down below that I recommend you watching if you want to see like the glides. I just wanted to give my perspective on them and my thoughts, and on the mouses that will work and mouses that won't work that I've tried, but guaranteed that they'll work on this type of mouse pad, unless you have some kind of other squishy type of mouse pad. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.